excited to introduce to you the Honors of the Table, a project that I've been working on for the last couple of months. And for the next several weeks of historical details, we are going to bring you a Regency dinner party that we have recreated. We'll go over the food, we'll go over the customs, and some of the activities that they did are centered around dinner parties. And I hope you enjoy coming along with us on this little journey. A lot of time and effort has been put into all of the details of this, and so I hope you find it interesting. I've certainly found it interesting as I've been researching it, both for my stories and specifically for this event. A huge thank you to my friends Megan Merkley and Elena Townsend, who are helping me with this. We are three friends who are all married to Jeffs, and their Jeffreys were so kind to help us out on this, and I'm just grateful for all of their enthusiasm for this project. Our sources for this project are John Trusler's The Honors of the Table, where we get the name, which was published in 1791 in London. And it's a fun book that goes over everything from romance advice to how you are supposed to cut your meat, with a lot about the customs and manners of the Regency era table. Most of our dishes will come from either the Universal Cook by Francis Collingwood and John Woollams, which was published in 1792. And then we will also be drawing a lot from the Jane Austen Cookbook. For our dinner, Mr. and Mrs. Hawkes are inviting the local baronet, Sir Geoffrey and Lady Townsend, as well as some dear friends, Mr. and Mrs. Merkley. We are setting our dinner at the fictional house Cedar Mews in 1802, which is a little bit outside the official Regency period, but right in the middle of that extended Regency era. A lot went into planning a formal dinner during the Regency era. The lady of the house would have to sit down with her cook and sit down with her housekeeper and plan everything out, from the food to the drinks to all the people who would be coming. And then she would have to write invitations and send them out. The invitations didn't have to be anything fancy, but they did have to be well written. Mr. and Mrs. Hawkes respectfully request the company of Sir Geoffrey and Lady Townsend to dine at Cedar Mews at 7 o'clock, the evening of the 16th day of August, 1802. At the start of the Regency era, dinners were usually around 4 o'clock in the evening, and by the end of the Regency era, they had been pushed back to 7 or even 8 o'clock at night. Now, in the country, often they ate earlier than they did in town. In London, they would keep those later hours, and if someone wanted to show how fashionable they were, they would make sure that their dinner was later in the evening. Our dinner is a little bit late for 1802, but for our modern conveniences, we've set it at 7 o'clock. When the invitations were written, the lady of the house would send or deliver them to the guests. It was considered an honor to be hand-delivered your invitation to an event by the host, as we see in Pride and Prejudice with the invitations to the Netherfield Ball. Mrs. Bennet chose to consider it as given in compliment to her eldest daughter, and was particularly flattered by receiving the invitation from Mr. Bingley himself. Thank you for watching, and I hope you join us for the rest of this little series. Thank you to McKay Matheson for providing the music for our dinner and dancing. And with these written, I just need to go deliver them. And that's your historical detail for the week.